All right, Tom said on a radio interview this morning that he's clearly frustrated by the offense. That's why he had the frustrated press conference. But the question is Tom Brady more upset with himself or his lack of weapons?
It's certainly lack of weapons. I think there's a frustration here. If you in that interview, that same interview, he had a soundbite, and it's interesting because the lack of weapons could be connected to maybe a feeling towards not being heard by the coaching staff or the staff in general. They asked him, "Do you think that the offense will improve? Will it fix itself?" And I think his response was to the I guess the tune of, "Well, I don't know. I don't think they care what I think." And I thought that was pretty telling because that kind of points the compass in the direction of saying, well, if the greatest football player in the history of the franchise is saying he doesn't feel as though his voice matters and what's going on, whether it be personnel-wise, whether it be game plan-wise, there's something there to pay attention to. And if something doesn't go exactly the way it needs to go, they're winning. So you can move beyond some of the maybe accusations of it. But if something were to go wrong, I'm going to reference back to this interview in particular and say there may have been something going on with a coach more so than maybe even a personnel or himself problem.
Every year for the last 5 or 6 years, to me, it seems like around week 9, 10, 11, the New England Patriots offense starts to, flutter a little bit, where it's not consistent the way we're used to seeing it look. And what they do is they go back to the drawing board. They find ways to use guys like Edelman. To me, I think James White will become more of a factor and, find ways to put points on the board. There's been times where, you go out and win a football game and I've been a part of, and you just feel like things didn't go right or you hate the way it looked. You thought it could have been better. The right guard missed the block or the left tackle, whiffed in protection. And you feel like that's on you. So I feel like Tom is blaming himself for this. So he'll go back to the drawing board and figure out, what can we do better? Every year around this time, it's the same thing. And then they come out better on top and, look like the New England Patriots. So
come out balling. Go right back to the Super Bowl.
It's every year.
Yeah, which is where I would not be surprised if they can get back. I think Baltimore is going to be tough for them to beat. But looking at him, from what I know of Tom, and I got a little bit of a relationship with him, he's definitely going to take the blame for all this stuff. And I think that's what makes him so great is that even in a win, let's not forget, this guy won the football game. Right. But I think he's looking at himself saying, hey,
I got to be better.
I got to be better. Some of those throws that you're showing there in the highlights, man, he's not playing that well. That's all there is to it, and I don't blame him. The guy 42 years old, whatever it is. I think you play this, Laura. I remember Jerry Rice told me while I was still playing, he said, play till the wheels fall off. Now, you can take that approach, and you can get cut like Jerry Rice did in year 21, though, okay? Or you can say, I'm going to go out while I'm on top. And this is why I keep, looking at Tom. The game, it ain't what it used to be. Right. And he's still great. He's still a Pro Bowl caliber guy. But let's not make no mistake about it. This is a defensive-led team, kind of like when he was younger in the league. And I think it's going to go out that way if you keep playing. But right now he knows he has to get better. Can he get better is my question, just from a physical standpoint. Because, the wheels fall off eventually.
I think first and foremost, he's frustrated with himself. I think they had 14 incompletions in the first half. That's incredible for Tom Brady. However, I do think he's also trying to address his lack of weapons. I think that was a performance. I think it was a performance put on for Gronkowski. I think it was Tom Brady's way of begging Gronkowski, come back and save me, bro. We can't get it done.
He works for Fox now, though. Man.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. But Tom Brady
have to put on some weight.
He got a job.
You got to give him a couple weeks.
No,
He did lose a little bit of weight.
I don't know if he needs any weight to do what Brady needs done.
He'd be fine.
Again, they don't have to. He doesn't have to block. They just need him out there at 6'7". He's unguardable. And hell, the being lighter may actually help him, make him move better. But I think he was clearly performing for Rob Gronkowski. Bro, we need you. They took Antonio Brown away from me. We've gone some other. We brought in Sanu, and it's been okay. It's been good enough. But, bro, I need you. That's what I think all this. I think it was a performance for Gronkowski.
I wouldn't. It sounds outlandish, but when you think about it, think about these numbers, Whit. Julian Edelman, he's always had Amendola. He's always had somebody that goes along with with what he's doing with a Gronkowski. Edelman gets 100 targets. It's in 2019. He's been a 100 target guy. The next closest guy, Philip Dorsett, is at 42. That's the drop off, over half, and who he's targeting outside of Julian Edelman. That's got to be frustrating and you think about it, even for Edelman, even though he's getting that look and he's getting fed the ball, that's got to be disappointing or frustrating for him, because it's going to be harder for him to find openings when the defense does their analysis on the game and say, stop Edelman, and we win the game. So you could very well be right. He is lobbying to have something else, someone else that can help take the pressure off of himself and on Edelman.
Well, I think they got a couple guys. I've seen them go to James White and watch James White basically single-handedly win a game himself. But when I watched Tom Brady throw that screen pass that was just up on the screen, you know, you got to move your legs on the screen when you throw a screen pass, and certain things got to happen. It looks like an easy thing to do, but it's really not. So it is, you know, he hitting a hump, you know, during the season where he, you know, legs might be a little tired. He played a bunch of games, trained all off season. So, you know, I just think they got to get their second win right now, and I think Tom knows that. Just needs some rest and bounce back.
Ask yourself these two things, or this one thing. How we're sitting here like, damn, we've never seen Tom Brady like this. So Robert Kraft is watching as well. And he's in there going, damn, after a victory, Tom, is this kind of down?
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. And Rob Gronkowski is watching going, damn, my God, he's out there struggling, about to down the field, the greatest player of all time.
Right.
Robert Kraft wants Gronkowski back. He's made that crystal clear. Robert Kraft and Tom Brady are tied at the hip more than Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. This, to me, is about Gronk is a Hail Mary. Or it's even Tom Brady saying, he may be desperate enough, like, y'all gonna really let me go out like this? Can we not bring Antonio Brown back? He just had his interview on Thursday. I need something here if we're going to get it done. I thought this yesterday was a cry for help, and it was calculated. I'm not in any way taking a shot at
no
Tom.
one's listening.
I just think it's a shot. I think it's a calculated shot, a smart one by Tom Brady.
Well, it is smart, and we've said it already. I mean, just talking to Gronk, having him in the studio and all that stuff, he looks in great shape. Said he's working out 5 days a week. I said, can you still play? He said, yeah, I can still play. He feels better than he's felt in a long time because you take that time off. Your body feels good. It could be true. And what a story that would be if he comes back to go along with that defense. I think you can write it up right there. They're going to the Super Bowl.
I'm not going that far, Tony.
You don't think if Gronkowski with that team, Baltimore's good. But
Baltimore. You still got to deal with that running game of Baltimore on the margin.
That would be interesting.
That would make it a match. I think Tom Brady's aware, like, this ain't good enough to beat Baltimore. I need some help.
I was just thinking that maybe after that Baltimore game, they looking like, look, we need some help. And some things got to happen offensively in order to get over
AB and Gronk coming back. Jeez.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. And be sure to check out more of the best clips from Speak For Yourself, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.